welcome to Repertory Company Theater's RCT360. This is webcast number 9, Woo-hoo! And we are so excited that you are here with us. I'm Deidre Sherm.
I'm Rachel Ratcliffe, and today we have a very special guest with us. Our own Lara is ill, but we have always said from the beginning of RCT360 that if one of the RCT360 hosts is unable to fulfill her duties, the crown will go to the first runner-up, Miss Lake of the Pines, or Miss Baltimore Crabs in our case, Lori, don't call her Lori Beth, Westbrooks.
And I'm Lori Westbrooks.
And we are so happy to have you here. Today we are going to talk about reaching for tomorrow, and we have a lot of things planned, but first we want to take a moment and let Rachel give us a special word. Rachel?
Thanks, Deidre. Friends, we would be remiss not to acknowledge that so many of our friends, family, and neighbors are hurting right now. Our nation has been torn apart by senseless acts of cruel racism. We say their names out loud: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and countless others. We would also be remiss not to acknowledge the white elephants in the room. Cute elephants, but privileged white lady elephants all the same. We have not known what it is like to live as a person of color in this country. And if you have a similar experience to ours, I wanted to be sure to share a quote with you that someone was kind enough to pass along to me this week. It's from Brene Brown, and it says, "In order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it, and not how you imagine their experience to be." To the people of color in our country, especially our friends and family in the theater community, we see you, we hear you, we stand with you. Black Lives Matter. And, because we have to bring it back to a musical, in the words of one of my favorite songs from the show Waitress, "You matter to me," and her, and everyone here at Repertory Company Theater.
Thank you so much, Rachel. And we're so glad that you are here with us today. Wanted to let you know that RCT has opened their doors, and they are following all the CDC guidelines for the state of Texas, and we cannot wait to see you here soon. Lori?
RCT will dip our toe back in the water with a new special presentation called Shake, Rattle, and Roll, June 26th and 27th, a tribute of the rock and roll of the 1950s. So come on, all you cool cats. More information on the website.
So right now we'd like to get right into our show. Ladies, there's graduates all over the place. You and I both had seniors graduating from high school, and I'd really like you to take a look at some of the things I've been doing around town today. So take a look at this.
Deidre on the go. On the go.
That's a 2020!
As I drive around town and see the signs in the yards all across our community, I think of all our 2020 graduates here, across our country, and all around the world. Students went to their last day of classes and didn't even know it. No proms, no good luck hugs, no last days at school saying goodbye to dear friends and beloved teachers. The year that they had dreamed about was cut short by a pandemic, but it didn't stop them. These graduates stayed focused and strong, even though plans were changed. It couldn't diminish their amazing accomplishments. Someone who was practically perfect once said, "Anything can happen if you let it. Reach for the heavens and you'll get the stars thrown in." So congrats, 2020 graduates. We love you and we're praying for you. Keep reaching for tomorrow.
Ladies, take a look at this.
Are we watching? Is that David?
That's my son.
Oh, that's me. Oh, he's so tall.
Mama bear hug.
Oh, I will remember that moment for the rest of my life.
Why are you wearing overalls?
Well, next we have one of my favorite parts of our show, and that is Rachel with Quarantine Confessionals. Rachel?
Thanks, Deidre, and welcome to installment number 9 of Quarantine Confessions. But don't come closer, because today we're not really quarantining. Instead, we're social distancing. So stay back and listen to my quarantine confession of the day. Friends, it has come to my attention that quarantining has validated my own hoarding tendencies. You see, I don't get out a whole lot. It used to be when I needed something for a recipe that I'd forgotten or, something that I needed, I'd just run up to Target or run up to the grocery store, but no more. Instead, I'm like a pioneer woman now that's just going into town like once a month for her raccoon pelts and lard, which coincidentally is what's for dinner tonight. Don't tell my husband. But I digress. There is nothing that I enjoy more hoarding than gift wrapping supplies. I love my stash of Christmas and birthday bags and all of the tissue paper that goes with them. And let me tell you something else about that, where I lost my train of thought, but it's gonna come back anytime now. So yes, so it's actually true, because recently I had an event where I got some gifts, and I think I was just about as excited to receive the bag as what was inside the bag. And when it comes to tissue paper, it was actually our own Deidre Sherm at my baby shower a couple of years ago who taught me how nicely you could store tissue paper if you just fold it up and you can reuse it again. I have saved tens of dollars over the last couple of years in tissue paper costs alone, and that's the truth. So, dear friends, if you receive a gift from me in the future, know that I may not have actually purchased the bag you get it in the last 2 to 5 years, or the tissue paper, but it will be wrapped with love. And that is my quarantine confession.
Well, now it's time for Whatcha. Normally with Lara, but today we have Lori. Lori, take it away.
Hi, and Whatcha. Welcome to my Whatcha segment, actually Lara's Whatcha segment, where Lara gives you recommendations on what to watch, things to do, and things to eat. We're gonna start with our Were You Watching trivia question. I hope you paid attention last week. From last week's episode, in the good old summertime, what was Jack Agnew's buzzer word for Broadway Trivia? The first person to comment the correct answer will win a free ticket to RCT's Shake, Rattle, and Roll Cabaret Show, June 26th and 27th. Congratulations to Nancy Wilson, our winner from last week. Nancy correctly identified Hobby Lobby as Ryan Gage's craft store addiction. Make sure you watch this week's show in its entirety. The question next week could come from anywhere. We want to know, were you watching? Now it's time for part 2 of Whatcha. This is going to be a Whatcha celebration. Yesterday, Wednesday, June 10th, would have been marked as a national holiday. It was my fabulous co-host, Rachel Radcliffe's 29th birthday! Hey, Rachel, we have a little surprise in store for you!
All right, now open your gift.
The tissue paper is gifted up. Thank you so much, girls. Oh my goodness. What? Oh my gosh. It's He-Man. Yeah! I'm so excited.
Deidre on the go.
Ladies, I'm just down the road headed to Richardson's YMCA, where RCT resident director and choreographer Michelle Laval has been teaching group fitness lessons for years. Well, when the quarantine hit, she didn't let that stop her from helping people reach their fitness goals. So she started teaching classes online for free.
Hello, everybody.
Michelle has been doing these classes almost every day since the gym doors had to close, and now many of those that she's helped want to say thanks with signs and gifts. So they told her they were doing a fun run to get her out to join them. So I think we're gonna make it here just in time for the surprise. Let me get us here and get us started. We made it, come on.
She doesn't have any idea.
So grateful for Michelle and all the hours she's put in. I love it so much. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you for sharing your smile and your energy with us, even when we're all at home, because working out, watching you makes me feel like I'm working out with everybody else. So we appreciate everything that you do for us to keep us healthy in our minds and our bodies. Thank you.
I'm so thankful for Michelle for being so positive and such a bright light for all of us during this quarantine, and I just love her fun workouts. So thank you, Michelle. I can't wait to dance with you again.
I wanted to thank Michelle for always being so positive and encouraging, and she's also so creative and makes her workouts really fun.
Makes every exercise fun. Thank you, Michelle. You're awesome. We love you.
Thank you, Michelle. We love you.
Well, Michelle was surprised, and she was appreciative of all the gifts and praise, although she said she thought it might be unnecessary. The YMCA Richardson opened up this Monday, and Michelle said she can't stress enough that this isn't a gym, but a community. So if you're looking for a place to work out, check out the Richardson YMCA or find a local YMCA in your community.
Well, she was surprised, and now it's time. They're actually gonna do the run. Are you ready? Ready, set, go! I'm just kidding, I'm not running. Coming back to you in the studio. Let's go! Rachel, take us to trivia.
Okay, Lori Westbrooks, are you ready for Broadway Trivia?
Yes.
This is going to be different this week. We're going to do a lightning round. We're going to do 30 seconds of questions. Here we go. Which came first, the movie or the Broadway musical? Thoroughly Modern Millie.
I think the musical.
And wrong. Sound of Music.
The musical.
Correct. Very good. Bridges of Madison County.
The movie.
Correct. Okay. In what city is Phantom of the Opera set?
London.
And Lori, really? And we're out of time. It's Paris.
Yes, it was said in Paris.
Well, we were supposed to have Laura go head-to-head against Lori today on Broadway Trivia, but because Laura fell ill, we just had to kind of roll with it. So, speaking of Paris, France, we found a true Parisian right outside the theater. Please say hello to Lulu Westbrooks. Lulu, are you ready to play Broadway Trivia with us?
Bonjour.
All right, that's fantastic. It's going to be a 30-second lightning round. Too short, too long, only the questions will know. Here we go. Which came first, the movie or the Broadway musical? Grease.
Oh dear. That would have to be the movie.
Correct. Big Fish.
Oh, what is the big fish? This sounds ridiculous. I will say the movie.
You are correct. Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, a delightful film. That was definitely the movie first.
Very good, Lulu. And how about West Side Story?
Oh, West Side Story, one of my favorites. It was a musical first and then the movie.
You're on fire, Lulu. And finally, in what city is the musical Hairspray set?
Oh, it is the city of Baltimore. Such turmoil in the city of Baltimore.
Lulu, you are our Broadway Trivia winner of the day. Amazing. Please, with those acting chops, I sure hope you come on stage with us sometime. Well, that ends another amazing installment of Broadway Trivia. Lulu, you are the champion. Congratulations again. And better luck next time, first runner-up. You'll get them. back to you.
Oh, well, it's good to be back. Thank you so much, Rachel, for that trivia, and thank you, Lori Beth. Well, now we're going to head over to Lara's In the Spotlight interview that she was able to record for us earlier today, so take a look at this.
My In the Spotlight interview this week is with two kind-hearted gentlemen. Please welcome to the webcast, Philip Slay and Logan Gaconier. Hi, guys. Welcome.
Hi.
Who do you have with you there today?
So I have Goober, which is my forever dog that I adopted 3 years ago.
And I have Mr. Teddy here, who is the newest member of our family. He just got adopted on Monday.
That's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
Absolutely. So my name is Philip Slay. I work for Drama Kids International. We do after-school programs, drama programs for youth throughout North Texas. I'm their program manager, so I kind of handle all the administrative stuff. Super fun.
And I am Logan Gaconier. I'm a print and packaging designer with Funimation Pictures. We are a subset of Sony Pictures in California, and I mostly am in charge of helping do print and packaging for anime from Japan.
Amazing. And you're also doing something very special, and there's two little clues with you there. So what is it that you're doing that's kind of special right now?
So we are fostering dogs, specifically dogs, through Dallas Animal Services during this, crazy time right now, and giving them a little place to decompress and get their personality back.
How did that come about? Just because of your love of dogs?
I've always wanted to, and I have fostered in the past, but it was never this extensive. It was usually just temporary holds while they were, in transport or going somewhere else. But this was the time where I was like, I'm going to finally bring some dogs in that, really come from some bad situations or were strays, and just, really help them get adopted, get their forever home. And it was a big deal to me, and Philip was all for supporting it.
And what would you tell someone who's thinking about becoming a foster for some dogs?
I would definitely say that, it's up to the person to know when they're ready to foster. It's a big emotional investment. Sometimes these dogs are coming from really bad backgrounds and things like that, so it kind of pulls at your heartstrings. A lot of the time something happens called a foster fail, which is when, you have a foster and you're trying to, rehome them, and you can't let them go, which is what happened to Mr. Teddy here. He was our most recent foster, and I knew on day one that he was going to stay with us forever, and now he is.
Well, he is very, very happy. What is the best thing about fostering?
I know for me personally is handing it off to to their forever home. The first two dogs we had during quarantine were just so, they were so shut down the first day, but after a week they really started to open up, and when they met their forever families, you could tell that they were eager to meet new people, and they were eager to...
Sorry.
That's our little dog
playing. They're happy. I love it.
Come here, buddy. But no, you could tell that they were very, very eager to, meet new people and engage with them. And some of them, all the families so far that we've adopted with have had kids. And so they got to not only bond with, any other dogs in those new families, but with their children as well. And that was a huge step. So I actually get really emotional when they go to their forever home, because I realize I'm not only benefiting the dog, I'm benefiting people as well.
Right. It's probably really difficult sometimes to foster a dog if you're a dog lover, that you just don't want to let them go. I would have so much problem with that. But I imagine you can see that they go to a good place, right?
For sure.
Absolutely. We do, meet and greets and, really make sure that they know the kind of dog they're getting, because a lot of people do come in, I'm looking for an active dog, or I'm looking for a chill dog. They have very vague criteria, and so I give them almost a whole dissertation on this is why this dog does this is why he or she acts like this, and then they realize, oh wow, there's a lot more to this personality than just the few things that I was looking for, and it becomes, just like I said, a whole new family member for them.
Are there any specific requirements to becoming a foster, or can anyone do it?
Anyone can do it. There are some forms you would fill out, and some kind of just simple questions like, how many animals are currently in your house, what's your lifestyle like? Because a big part of our thing when we were applying for fosters was that we wanted to get dogs that were a little more low-key, because our dog is, very introverted, very, not antisocial, but very selective. And so we had to make sure that they knew in the foster program, this is our lifestyle, this is our workflow, this is how our dog acts with other dogs. And with those little questions answered, they were able to fit dogs that fit our personality and our home best.
Do you have any final words you'd like to say about dog fostering?
Just that we encourage it. It is, like I said, an emotional investment, but it's totally worth it because, you're really helping not only these, like Logan said, these animals that really need a home, but pairing them with a family who, are really going to benefit from having a new forever friend. So
that's incredible. Boys, thank you so. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and I would say too, there's so many, breeds and ages of dogs, and there are certain animals that work best with, your lifestyle. I have friends that only adopt senior dogs because they're a lot more calm and reserved and, fits better with them, or they only want puppies because they want that really active, fostering experience. And so there's a dog for everybody. That's what I say. If you have the space and the time, there's a dog for everybody.
There is. We all love our dogs. Boys, thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us today. Give those puppies some snuggles and kisses from us, and we hope to see you real time very soon, and we appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Lara, for that wonderful interview. And Logan and Philip, we love you so much, and we love the wonderful work that you are doing. Well, ladies, it has come to the end of our show. Rachel, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Deidre. As you can see, our theater is now officially opened. Yay! To limited capacity, of course. We also are getting started with our summer camps, complete with CDC protocols. We've spent a lot of time being really, really thoughtful about being really, really safe, but we are so excited to be back with you. Don't forget to get your tickets to Shake, Rattle, and Roll. They are available online. We cannot wait to see you.
And reminder, next week we will ask you a question based on this episode. The first person to comment with the correct answer will win a ticket to Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Were you watching?
Thank you, Lori. We are so glad that you joined us today, and we want to remind everyone to reach for tomorrow. Until we see you next time, thanks for being with us. I am.
You are.
We are.
RCT. Bye.